We have partnered with a world-renowned RF designer. They have looked at our network, they've looked at what's the most efficient placement and the best location for these towers. The design that we have is so solid.
Being able to place your network where you have designed your network means that the customer will have faster data. The customer will communicate better, which is ultimately what the goal should be.
We are ready. Turn us on.
The state finance minister defends government's Stronger Bahamas campaign. This as a former labor minister dismisses government's jobs claim. The PHA boss defends NHI's phased approach, plus an exhumed man found hanging from a tree on High Vista Drive. We've got those stories and a whole lot more tonight. I'm Vonique Tood and NB12 starts now. Topping news tonight, the government has allocated $3.8 million in the budget under the Office of the Prime Minister for advertisement and media supplements. A part of that money will go towards funding the government's Stronger Bahamas initiative, which some political observers have called the launch of the PLP's election campaign. One cabinet minister has come out in defense of government's new effort and its decision to hire a foreign company to handle most of the work. Kyle Joaquin reports.
My Bahamas is a stronger Bahamas.
Get involved. Visit StrongerBahamas.com.
Last week, during his budget communication, Prime Minister Christie announced the launch of Stronger Bahamas, designed to promote the government's efforts in the fight against issues like crime and unemployment. However, since that launch last week, it seems as though not everyone is sold on that initiative, with some calling it the launch of the PLP's election campaign. It's been less than a week since the Prime Minister announced the launch of Stronger Bahamas, the initiative created with the mission of engaging Bahamians on what is being done to address the nation's biggest challenges. So far, it has encompassed high-gloss budget books, a new website, social media accounts, and advertisements. However, with the recent revelation that nearly $4 million of the country's budget is being dedicated to advertisement, there are some who believe this is the government's attempt to shift public sentiment in the wake of a scandal-filled term. Facebook, for one, has been lit with comments. One reader wrote, "I wish that was true. Far from it." Another wrote, "Speak the positive words, son." And then there was another who wrote, "I'm all for being a stronger Bahamas, nation, country, and people. But honestly, at this point, who are they trying to brainwash?" But what has disturbed some even more was government's decision to have Canadian company Fleshman Hillard do the bulk of their communications work for Stronger Bahamas. Here's Halkitis' reasoning for that decision.
We have them engaged along with some local Bahamian companies producing, doing some other public relations related work, and some other Bahamians, some who are in the public service, and they're working together. We felt that they bring a particular expertise in marketing this sort of strategy, and so we're using them. So it's not the launch of an election campaign. It's any government wants to be able to communicate with the people and try as best they can to have the public understand what it is they're doing and why, and this is just a part of that.
Local company The Movi Group has been contracted for the creation of video ads, which are already being played on television as well as online. But with $3.8 million of the budget dedicated to advertisement, we asked Halkitis how much of that money is being spent on Stronger Bahamas and how much of it is being spent on the work being done by Fleshman Hillard. His response: he doesn't know, as that answer lies within the Office of the Prime Minister, and he's in the Ministry of Finance.
That does not mean that this whole sum is going towards any one particular. In fact, it does not mean that it's going towards any one particular initiative. That's just the consolidation. What we've done throughout this budget is, and we began this process last year, was to begin as a means of gaining efficiencies, concentrate certain expenses under one head. And so for this, the communication strategy will be emanating from the Office of the Prime Minister. It doesn't mean that this particular initiative is going to consume all of those funds.
On the website StrongerBahamas.com, government highlights claims of several accomplishments, including 270 affordable homes built since 2012, a reduction of the country's deficit by 2/3, and a decrease in crime from 2013 to 2014 of 18%. But with 5 murders recorded last week alone,
police today found the body of a young woman floating in a deep pond in bushes off the airport road. Police say it was an unfortunately violent end to a relatively quiet holiday weekend.
Regardless, the government maintains in order to achieve this vision, the Stronger Bahamas program will ensure all Bahamians, regardless of social or economic status, island of origin, or political party preference, will be invited to communicate their ideas, aspirations, and priorities to the government. However, a launch scheduled for Monday night has been postponed. Reporting for NB12, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Speaking of Stronger Bahamas, former Labor Minister Dion Folk says the Christie administration's claim that it has created tens of thousands of jobs since taking office is absolute rubbish and totally inaccurate.
Because you're talking about the minimum of 20,000 jobs and the maximum of whatever, 50,000 or 100 or 100,000 jobs. And that is absolutely not true. I don't know where that figure came from, but in reality, the jobs are not there. Just ask the Bahamian people. There's massive unemployment in this country.
During a PLP rally in Duluth in April 2012, PLP Deputy Leader Philip Brave Davis promised to create 10,000 immediate jobs if elected. Prime Minister Christie has promised that between 7,500 and 8,000 new jobs will be created in the Bahamas by the end of the year. According to the last labor force survey, since May 2012, a total of 8,850 net jobs were added to the economy. Christie said last week Stronger Bahamas seeks to engage Bahamians on what is being done by government to address the nation's biggest issues. However, Folks believes the public relations surrounding the movement is really a national political campaign.
It appears to me to be an election type of campaign. I'm using the taxpayers' money to improve the image of the PLP and of the PLP government. Given that the introduction of VAT and given the shortage of funds in the public treasury, I am actually shocked. And so my colleagues, with the unemployment situation, and to take $4 million to spend on a Canadian public relations firm, it's like adding insult to injury.
In other news, Public Hospitals Authority Managing Director Herbert Brown is defending the phased approach of government's National Health Insurance Plan, telling NB12 today he is satisfied that the $60 million allocated for the first phase of NHI will make a significant difference. He said while efforts to provide universal health care will not happen overnight, Bahamians will be pleased.
I am satisfied from where I sit as Managing Director of the PHA is that we are going to make a significant difference with the funds that would have been allocated in the upcoming budget to improve the quality of service we provide to the Bahamian people.
Amid lingering skepticism over government's NHI plan, the PHA chief insisted today the money allocated for the scheme will take them a long way in transforming the country's healthcare system. His comments come days after opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis said the scaled-down NHI plan is merely an effort to save face, and Prime Minister Christie does not want to admit his government has failed to keep its promise. A government official also suggested last week that the first year of implementation would fall below many Bahamians' expectations. However, Brown says Bahamians will be pleased.
I don't know if I fully support that. I think obviously it is being phased in, and so not all of it will come at the same time. But I believe that as the Bahamian people see NHI rolls out, I think they're going to be pleased with what they are seeing and the government announcing how it would roll it out. I'm sure that's going to make a significant difference.
Government intends to budget $180 million for NHI over the next 3 years. $60 million has been allocated in the 2015-2016 budget. Brown says a substantial portion of that $60 million will be used for an aggressive health system strengthening plan.
We're going to spend a substantial amount of money in excess of $9 million to be able to upgrade the maternity ward at the Princess Margaret Hospital. We want to focus on maternal and child health, which is a very critical aspect of our healthcare delivery system.
Is that not part of the 60, or is that?
That is a part of the $60 million.
Sorry,
Additionally, we are also going to expand and upgrade other areas of the Princess Margaret Hospital, including the surgical wards.
What we want to do is to improve the facilities in all our clinics to start with, and to keep the clinics open longer, hopefully until midnight, so that would alleviate the strain on the main hospital. We're going to do a lot of things in the Family Islands too.
Though NHI will be rolled out in January 2016, the first phase of the scheme will likely only encompass general improvements to the existing healthcare system. Brown says officials will also introduce electronic medical records, hire additional pharmacists, reduce the waiting time at Princess Margaret Hospital's Accident and Emergencies Department, and purchase 25 new vehicles for emergency medical services.
If you ask me whether the funds is adequate, I can tell you that it'll take us a very, very long way.
Meantime, police are investigating the death of a 57-year-old man whose body was found hanging from a tree at the back of a home on High Vista Drive off Eastern Road this morning. The man has been identified by police as Richard Lee Thompson of Exuma. Officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit, Chief Superintendent Paul Rose, said Thompson's father discovered his body around 7 a.m. He told NB12 police are treating the matter as a suspected suicide.
We are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a 58-year-old male who was found hanging at the rear of a residence here in this community. We will be conducting an autopsy to determine the exact cause of death in this investigation. And that's about as much information as we have at this time.
Still to come, why dozens of commuters were left stranded at several bus stops today. So stay with us.